Welcome back, everybody, to the Fifth Gear Show. This is our third episode this week. We're rolling right along. And basically, I'm going to go around with our hosts here, Ryan Clark and Coach Tony Hernandez. And we're going to see what's going on with them this past week and any updates. I know Tony's got something pretty important that happened yesterday, and let's see what that is right now.
Yeah, so my son turned 1 year old, Anthony, a 1-year-old, started walking, so he's on the move, and I've got a whole nother level of stressors to worry about when I get home.
Because now he's going to be climbing on stuff.
Climbing on everything. He just jumped out of his high chair, too. So that was
I mean, look, if your kid doesn't fall at some point out of something, it's almost like you're not doing something right. So it's actually pretty common. Clark, anything new happened with you this week?
I really can't think of anything. It's been
He was just at Subway, and he's pretty annoyed with Subway.
Yeah, I mean, I left probably 20 minutes before we were going to start shooting. I thought I'd be on time, but there's no chance. That place is so slow. But the sandwiches are always good.
So this past weekend, we had the St. Louis Showcase, which was our long course meet with we had McKendree and Maryville was there. Unfortunately, Lindenwood had to back out last second. But what were your impressions as far as how the meet went last Saturday?
I mean, from the very first moment I pulled up, you could see the energy of the swimmers getting out of their cars and just ready to go. We stepped on the pool deck. There was already people stretching, rolling, moving around the deck. Team was just energized to race again, and what made it even better was we got to look up and we got to put on a little bit of show for family and friends that could come and watch the swimming. But long course meet, it's kind of not normal for college swimming, but we definitely had a little bit of adjustment, flipping back into long course mode after doing a lot of short course yard training. But it was just great to see everyone racing again. A lot of great energy. Yeah,
and then I usually get early to a lot of places, especially meets, and I was the last one there. I was kind of freaking out. I thought I was late for a second, but Clark, you swam in it. What were your impressions as far as how you swam, how the team swam, anything like that?
I feel like I'm in a lot better shape than I thought I was going to be.
Yeah, because you've been the past couple practices, you've been, give me the show me showdown right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just ready to start swimming for real. I'm trying to jump into the season now. I don't know why that I'm getting back into shape so fast, but I'm kind of excited because usually I don't really swim over the summer, and first 6-8 weeks they're rough. I'm missing intervals and everything, but this season's different for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but I like it.
Well, we're 3 weeks earlier. This week last year was our first week of the season of training, so we're literally 3 weeks ahead of schedule already, which is great. But he says he feels like he's already back in shape earlier. I think he's kind of tricking himself a little bit just because the energy, it's made it easier just to get back to that level of training, which is what I've noticed the most too.
Yeah, and Tony and I were talking about this, I think yesterday, what we were doing on that date yesterday compared to what we were doing on actual yesterday was, we were swimming just a light swim in the morning and then meetings in the afternoon, and that's all we were doing. So a little bit of dry land, but now we're super intense, already into it. So that's kind of it's awesome to see that we're already at that point. But so again, how did you feel about your swims as far as they went?
They were all right. The 50 breast definitely the best. Tied for third there. I don't really remember how I did in everything else because they were all not as good, but they felt nice. I feel good in the water right now. Like I was saying earlier, I'm just ready for Show Me Showdown, get into the short course meets, and get into the grind of the season.
And it was pretty rapid fire as far as events went. Not a lot of rest, especially when you got how many people are in Lindenwood? You got 70 kids probably, so you don't have any of them swimming. So it takes a lot of heats out of it, and you're swimming back to back pretty quick. But we had a pool record from Zara in the 50 breast. And we had a relay, one of the girls' relays. Was it a girls' relay or a mixed relay that won? I think it was a girls relay, correct?
Can't remember.
With Kristen on the end of it? Or
Well, Kristen won the 50 fly.
she won the 50 fly, I'm sorry,
We
not a
were second
relay.
in that
Yeah,
relay.
I'm sorry.
Close second.
Yeah, that's what it was. But Tony and I came out of it really enthusiastic on how we did in that meet. And, I think the funny thing was, and Clark was a part of this, was we weren't really worried about like what splits were because this is the only long course meet we're going to be at. So it wasn't like some big thing where, we were really concentrating on how we were doing in this long course meet. But at one point we had about 6 guys come up to us, and it was like the seagulls in Finding Nemo with the mine. But instead they're like, what was my split? So, and we were like, no, we don't have them. And then they're like, what? So it was, it was like stressing me out how many people were asking me at the same time. But
for us coaches too, it was getting back in shape of riding down, taking splits, like trying to see 2 races, 3 races at one time. So
yeah, and
it's an adjustment for us.
Yeah, and Tony and I think towards the end, like we were leaning up against the wall, and we're like, we haven't stood like this in a long time. So it's believe it or not, we have to be in shape too.
Yeah, just as painful for us.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that was the St. Louis Showcase. Next weekend we have the Red Gold meet on Saturday, and we'll be having competitions all throughout the week, and we're going to try to document those. We're going to be doing some trivia, some swimming competitions. Mafia Wars is the big one. Hopefully that one doesn't get too out of control. I just saw Cela like kind of roll her eyes a little bit. But it should be really fun next week. A lot of competition in and out of the pool. So, and this is going to be my 3rd one. So we didn't do Mafia Wars last year, obviously, because of all the COVID stuff, but we'll see how that goes. Are you looking forward to that, Clark, as far as next week?
Mafia Wars, I got ambushed coming out of class my freshman year. It was pretty scary. But this year, not living on campus, I feel like I can have some stakeouts on some of the people on whatever team I need to take out. Because what I heard is that you were getting points per kill in Mafia this year, potentially.
Points per kill. Coaches are rated, you get the most points for killing us.
Yeah, we're the bosses, basically.
Seniors are worth a little bit more than juniors, sophomores, and freshmen down the line. They're maybe worth a half a point, Usually pretty easy pickings, the freshmen.
I'll prey on the big dogs then.
We're pretty hard to catch, so we're pretty aware of what's going on. But all right, well, we're gonna have Emma and Cela, our senior girl captains, on, and we're gonna bring them in right now. So today we've got our senior captains, Emma Stevenson and Cela Wang. Emma is, I guess you would say you're from Dallas. I mean, what do you normally say you're from nowadays?
Yeah, I just tell people I'm from Dallas, but everyone kind of knows at this point that I'm from like 12 other places.
Yeah.
So,
I think each year you've claimed a different city.
Yeah, I've lived somewhere different every summer for like a while. So I just say Dallas now because they've been there in Dallas for like the longest, I think. So.
And Emma has a twin on the team, Austin. We'll have him on the show here pretty soon. But and then we have Cela here. Cela is from Minnesota. I can't remember what city though.
I'm just from like a small suburb, like 40 minutes north of the Twin Cities, and then Bella is like south of the Twin Cities, and Lily's like in the cities. So got a little Minnesota gang there.
Yeah, a little triple threat. So
651.
651.
So they are going to be the red and they're the team captains, and they're going to be the red and gold captains for next week. I don't know what color.
Gold.
Oh well, okay, that makes sense then.
Red.
Gold for Cela, red for Emma. And what is your strategy? What do you expect next week? And what do you think the result is going to be as far as the red gold meet goes?
So Aiden and I are the captains for the red, and we kind of focused on, because you get a lot of points during the meet, so we kind of were focusing more on who we wanted to draft for like the events at the meet. So that was kind of like our strategy there.
Okay.
It went pretty close to plan, so that was good. But I would say, I mean, it's pretty close. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked at the teams today. Tony and I had breakfast with some recruits today, but
Don't spoil it.
Yeah.
it's
Released on Saturday.
no, I'm not going to say any names, but trivia wise, you're in pretty good shape. So
We didn't think about trivia.
you're in pretty good shape for trivia. So you have the right people for trivia. So that's an upside. Cela, what is your strategy and what do you expect next week?
Ian and I, we were bouncing a lot of ideas off. I think it ultimately came down like dryland. I mean, those dryland points, running, we got some like the combine, and also kicking. We kind of went for test sets because I guess if we're consistent throughout the week. And then obviously meet's going to be close. I genuinely think it's going to be close. Mm-hmm. But also it's really exciting. So, just getting some of that freshman energy, freshman competitiveness that I think really gets people a long way. Like, especially with Mafia, you can tell who's going to go pretty hard at that game and who's maybe just going to, sit back. So, got to get those aggressive players, and that's the key.
Yeah, I feel like whoever has Sergio on their team is in pretty good shape for Mafia Wars because he is diligent when it comes to trying to find people stalking his prey to find someone to kill, basically.
Yeah.
I guess we really haven't explained Mafia Wars for a lot of the people watching. It's a game that we play throughout the week. We've got our school newspaper as the primary kill weapon, but it's a simple tap on the head, But
after you get tapped on their head, you're out of it, right?
Correct. You're out of the game. And you have that, opportunity as you're going to and from classes, to and from practice, work, whatever it is, looking over your shoulder, just trying to knock out the other team, throughout the week. So it's a fun little game to keep them on their toes all throughout Red and Gold Week.
We'll see how it goes. We've kind of implemented some extra rules to make it not so crazy as it was my first year. So I guess the next question I'm going to ask you all, and I texted Emma earlier just to so she knew what was coming, but I want to know what your favorite memory has been these past 4 seasons. It can't be when it was my first day, so that doesn't count.
Darn.
But yeah, any one of your favorite memories the past 4 seasons?
There's a lot, obviously, but I think the one that I guess I'm deciding to go with was we don't go to Delta anymore, but when we went to Delta, that was our mid-season meet when was December? Yeah, right after finals week. But so one of my favorite memories was Delta my sophomore year, and the 2 free relay was pretty cutthroat, and Tony makes the decisions the morning, the start of finals, so no one knows who's going to be on the A2 free relay. And it was a pretty big upset, I would say. It was pretty intense, but it turned out to be me, Cela, Kristen, and Serena. And we were so excited. We were pumped. Serena had her coat and gloves on and hat, and we were just layered up. We were so pumped, ready to go. And then we ended up getting the school record, and Serena went a 23.9. So it was we were so pumped. It's probably the most fun I think I've had at a meet. Really excited, just there with my teammates, just really, really pumped. That record got broken extremely shortly after, and so my time of fame was very short, but that memory was it was one of my favorites for sure. It was so fun.
Especially, we had 8 girls battling out relay spots. Yeah. I think at one point we won a meet from our A and B relays, that 200 freestyle relay. And I think the B relay overtook the A relay that one. So
I think
it's been fun to watch that competition.
Oh, different.
I don't know.
I think it was William Jewell you're talking about, right?
Yeah. There's been a lot of little battles.
Delta, we won.
All right. Well, Cela, I don't know if Emma told you about this question, but what is your favorite memory these past 4 seasons?
She just actually told me prior to this. The first thought that comes to mind's got to be Key West, our freshman year.
Okay.
Great trip. It was just us 4, our 2 other roommates, and then some other girls. We were, in our little condo, went to the beach every day. I had we were sunburned, but also dry and sweaty. I don't know. It was an experience. The beach was great. And then other than that, last spring break, some of us and then some of the now sophomores and juniors, we went to Arkansas for spring break, and that was an experience. Arkansas is really pretty, surprisingly. So, yeah, definitely team trips just always are fun. I mean, hotels, staying anywhere with the team just is a great time.
Yeah, I don't think we've had, I mean, since I've been here, every team trip we've been on has been really fun. I mean, even when we have disasters like having our wheel explode right before we're about to come back from conference last year,
10 p.m.
and it's minus 20 degrees outside, and we didn't get back till 6:30 in the morning or whatever it was. I will always remember that.
It was even fun, and all the swimmers hangry too. We had our food coming late that night too.
Yeah, like literally nothing went right that night, and it was a disaster, but it was kind of funny at the same time. We kept in pretty high spirits the whole time, so. But yeah, this is my third year here. I've loved having both of these girls on the team. They bring, Emma brings that levity to the team that you need every once in a while if everybody's stressing out or anything like that. That's very nice to have. And for Cela I like how direct Cela is sometimes, and that's very good to have. I mean, that really
Someone's
is.
gotta do it.
Yeah, someone's got to do it, and I love when Cela does that. So, but Tony, do you have any memories or comments for these two ladies?
We've got a lot. I mean, we could go on for another 3 hours talking about it. Well, I think what the most special thing for me with these two girls and how they've built and led the team is, coming in with their recruiting trips. We had 9 guys and 9 girls part of our program, and they took a chance on what this team could be. And I think they saw an opportunity to be able to build a program with their real footprints of it. In a way, they're kind of like the founding mothers of the team, I guess, if you will. Having come in here and taken over and building a stronger footprint in the Midwest. We still got a lot of work to do, but it's fun to watch them in the driver's seat now and leading the team. And like Kale said, I think they provide a great contrast of each other in leadership styles. And I don't think anyone's more laid back and chill than Cela. So, and Emma also in the same aspect can be super rah-rah. So we get a good balance, I think, with the two.
Yeah, and I've loved having on this team. So, well, thank you, ladies, for coming on today. Next, we're going to have our closing thoughts. We're going to bring Clark back over, and we'll start doing that here in a second. Thank you, ladies. So we're going to have our closing thoughts right now. We got Clark back in here. And what do you think? Let me get this hot take. And I don't know if you know whose team you're on.
I know.
You do know?
Yeah.
Okay. If you know that, going into trivia, look, I've coming up with the trivia questions for this game, and I looked at it. I saw your name. I mentioned it before with the girls. I feel like you're going to be super solid on the trivia side of this.
Well, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I think I can go toe-to-toe, maybe me against the entire team in a trivia competition. Especially with the categories you got laid out. That's my bread and butter. So,
and it's something we do in practice pretty regularly. Is someone will yell out, "One less round for the trivia question." So that's kind of fun to do sometimes. And I usually give them something almost impossible, so we don't have to do that. But we're looking forward to Red Gold next week, and it's going to be a really fun week. A lot of competition. But as far as just extra stuff that we're going to talk about, and I can't believe this, but the Cardinals are in a wild card spot. This is baseball for anybody watching right now. The Cardinals are in a wild card spot right now, and it kind of blew my mind because they're not that good, and they're just playing good right now. And I don't know if Tony's a Royals fan. I know he kind of dabbles in Cardinals every once in a while, but it's been pretty fun to watch these past couple weeks. And Tony got his victory against me with the Chiefs and Browns, which the Browns is going to Browns. They probably could have won the game, but they just shot themselves in the foot too much. And the Saints, big win for the Saints, pretty easy win for the Saints. So we'll see how those seasons go. And as far as the Cardinals went, a lot of the girls went to a game last week for the first time, and that was pretty fun to watch. I was sitting next to Franzi, our swimmer from Germany, and like literally explaining every little thing about baseball and rules and strike counts and what all the numbers meant. And it was kind of fun for me teaching someone like that. And we had a lot of people sitting around us going like, how does she not know any of this stuff? But it was a fun time, and we're looking forward to next week. We might try to stream the red gold meet maybe, or just make a highlight video. I might do that. We'll see. But we'll take some video of just the certain competitions around. And what is the competition besides the meet, Tony, that you're kind of looking forward to the most?
One of my favorites for sure is the combine.
Okay, yeah.
We do a lot of dryland training, a lot of stuff outside of the pool. So I'd say between the dryland, just push-up competition, pull-up competition, they always get each other riled up and get them out of their own comfort zones a little bit. So. Okay.
Yeah, it's fun to watch kind of football-style workouts for competition. But Clark, what are you looking forward to?
Trivia. And
Me too.
Oh gosh. 201 set. That one's gonna be fun. But pretty much the meet, because I don't know. I kind of want to suit up. I don't know if we are, but if we do end up,
I don't think we are.
We're not. Never mind. Not looking forward to the meet then. Just trivia. That's all I'm here for.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching this week. Remember, I really gotta get this down, but it's subscribe, turn on your notifications,
click the bell.
Click the bell. That's what it is. Click the bell. And I believe we'll have the freshman guys on next week. Ryan Connor's holding the camera right now, so I don't know if he knows that, but he's going to be on next week, so he'll be getting grilled a little bit. But thank you all for watching, and keep it in fifth gear and keep going fast.